how's it going? How are you? My name is SarahTurino of the Whole Woman Wellness Formula, and I am really excited to be here for Tuesday Tips today. It is February Love on Yourself month, and this is a time when I invite people to give themselves conscious acts of self-care every day. Why? Because self-care is truly the drop that causes the ripple, that causes the wave of good stuff that happens. And a lot of times I think it's a superpower that people don't realize how potent it is and how simple it is and how it doesn't have to be super complicated. And once you start to practice more and more and make self-care a habit, you can really start to see the positive effects play out in your whole life. So today we're talking about the 4 steps to making self-care a habit. And the reason why this came up is I was a guest on a podcast, I think about 2 months ago now, and the interviewer asked me, so how do you do it? How do you do self-care? And it took me aback a little bit because I was like, it's at this point, after years of weaving it into my life, it's not something that I mean, I'm very conscious about it, but it's easy. It's really easy. And I realized that it's not easy for a lot of people in that question. So let's talk about it. So here are the 4 steps to start making self-care a habit for you. Here's some ideas. Number 1, recognize the potency of self-care. Recognize that self-care is incredibly powerful. That's the first thing. Once you can start to make the correlation between giving yourself care and how it makes you feel positively and better all throughout your whole system, once you can make that connection and understand how powerful it is, then you're going to start to weave it in more often. So recognizing that it's a powerful tool is the first step. The second step, imagine that you are a well of energy. Imagine that you draw from this well of energy to do all the things in your life. You draw on this well of energy to take care of your family, to call on your friends, to call on your parents, to be there in the world for your people. You draw on this well of energy to do your work in the world, to create, to offer the world the gifts of you. You draw on your well of energy all the time. It's an exchange of energy. You're constantly taking from and often forgetting to put stuff in your well. So what happens is you're giving, and you are not consciously paying attention to your well level. And so number 2 is recognize that you are taking from, you have a well of energy. Recognize that you have a well of energy and that you're taking from it and putting in it all day long, ideally. And that exchange is really important to understand so that you don't end up burned out, you don't end up overworked, you don't end up exhausted, because you're constantly understanding that you are exchanging energy with this well of yours. Number 3. This well needs your attending. You have a responsibility to yourself. You have a responsibility to yourself to pay attention to that well level. If no one has ever given you permission to pay attention to your energy level, I'm giving you permission right now. I can honestly say in my family line, this was not something that was taught. It was give more. And the idea of actually giving yourself permission to pay attention to your well level, that was not taught. Give. So once you become aware that you have a well of energy, the next thing is number 3 is to attend to that level. Start to pay attention to, where is my well level? When is it at its highest? When is it at its lowest? Are there certain times of the day or people that I exchange energy with that really tends to bottom out my well? What fills my well? Everybody's different. Some people really don't know what fills their well. And that's what this month is all about, is just playing around. What are simple things that you can do that don't cost anything, that don't take much time, that you could do to start to raise your well level so that you're not scraping the bottom of the barrel? And number 4, give yourself the ask. In the midst of the day, if you notice, oh my God, I'm exhausted, or I'm tapped out, or I'm touched out, I have kids touching me all day if you're a mom, or if your ears are tired, give yourself the ask. What can I do right now? What can I do in this moment right now to help support my well level? And it could be a breath of fresh air. It could be a moment or two of quiet. In my home, when I had little kids, my kids are teenagers, and I still ask for this, by the way. My ears are tired. Mama's ears are tired. We're going to set the timer here for 3 minutes. And just for 3 minutes, you play here and give Mama's ears a little bit of a break, because they're tired. Recognize that you can do these simple acts and ask your people to help support you so that you can bring up your well level. I'm going to just tell you my go-tos, all right? I light a candle pretty much every room I'm in when I'm in that room. It's a weird little ritual that I love. Before I come and talk to you, or before I meet with a client, I light a candle. I always have a warm cup of tea, mostly warm. I always have my water bottle right next to me. A breath is one that I do throughout my day. And some quiet. That's for me. I'm an introvert, so I need quiet and I need a little bit of space. And I normalize that. That's what helps me fill my well. My partner, Craig, is totally the opposite. He wants people. But we're different. We're all different. And we all have a right to ask for what we need, or create space for what we need within our own lives. And moreover, we need to start giving it to ourselves. This isn't something that someone else gives to you. You take responsibility for your own well. It is your responsibility to take care of your well. So if you're a giver, first of all, I understand. As someone who loves to give, giving is a love language for me. Generosity is a key value. Love to give. And also, it's my responsibility to make sure my well level doesn't dip so low that I start to get resentful or cranky, right? It's my responsibility, and it is your responsibility. No one can save you here. This is your work. Your work is to pay attention to your well level, to recognize that it's yours to take care of, to honor it, and to figure out what you can do as a regular practice throughout your day to attend to yourself. I would love to hear how this is landing with you. Thumbs up. And I would also like to invite you to February Love on Yourself month. It is an absolutely free challenge. It is one of my favorite challenges, where you can jump in and sign up anytime and start from that day forward, giving yourself one, I'm not even saying 12, one conscious act of self-care, because one drop causes a ripple, causes a wave, and you'll notice that throughout your day, that just one conscious act of self-care can really make a difference. Thank you for joining me for Tuesday Tips today. And I look forward to talking to you next week. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Okay, have a great day. See ya.